UGC is user-generated content. That's basically an ad you can make with your iPhone. The main traits with UGC is it doesn't look like an ad, even though it is.
Let's break down the key ingredients of a top performing ad.
With my experience, there will be like 4 main ones. The first one is the hook, first 3 seconds. So that's where you catch the attention. Second one, elements. Are you using a green screen? What kind of footage are you using? Are you using captions, subtitles, anything circled, little sound effects? Third one, psychological resonance. What kind of emotions the ad generates when you watch it? And that one is very, very important, especially when you want to compare like a normal performing ad to a top performing ad. Obviously, you cannot always have high emotions with every ad. Sometimes just some psychological arguments can be enough to generate strong intention. The last one, the call to action.
If hook is the most important part, have you seen where it's just the footage is all the same, but the first 3 seconds you just change it up and it made a key difference?
Absolutely. Whenever you create ads, especially UGC ads, you see user-generated content ads, that's easy to do. You want to try different hooks. So when you create your ad, you have the way I shape things is you have the hook, the intro, development, and call to action. I like to have different hooks, but these hooks can use the same development and same call to action. Sometimes people can use different call to actions as well if they want to, but the hooks for sure, good idea to test it.
What type of hooks work the best?
Question and solution kind of hook. So for example, does your inbox look like this? So you show full inbox. Well, then listen to my free hack. Question solution works all the time. The second one, let's say we're using iOS, something like iPhone hack part 1 or iPhone hack they don't want you to know about. Then it has a little bit more of curiosity. This one would be good for an app that helps you save on battery and stuff like that. Then you can say, hey, this app, Apple doesn't want you to know about it. Take a peek, listen to that. And then people, boom, you catch their attention. Third one, you show right away how to solve your problem. And this is how you solve this problem. For example, hey, this is how you organize your couple's life. Another one, how to. That's easy. Fifth one, POV. This one is still very trendy. It's like point of view. I'm doing this. Or POV, for example, you're having problem managing your calendar with your girlfriend. And then boom, you go on with explaining things. So POV works organically as well as with ads. This one is really good too. These are the signs that you might need to get an app for meditation because you're too stressed out. So this thing is really powerful and people always look out for, do I have these symptoms? Second one, if you are X, then listen up. So if you are tired of not sleeping well, then listen up. I've got a free hack for you. This is really good. Last one, I've seen it working with ads. 4 reasons why. 4 reasons why I love this app. And then you go on with explaining the kind of benefits and so on.
You want to talk about the verses?
This is trendy too. The screen is split on 2. So on top, you have the couple arguing, and on the bottom, they're having a good time. Same people, just different situation. And then you're like, okay, these people are not using Coupla. These people are using Coupla. And then for the rest of the ad, you can go on and explain why it makes their life easier.
Do you want me to pull up any of the examples?
Shippity is a package tracking app. That's how it works. Oh, I think I cannot hear the...
Yeah, sorry. Come on.
I'm not sure if the listeners can listen, but the beautiful thing is we're having subtitles here.
Yep. The thing I like about it is you're leading with something that people are used to seeing and then leading with like, hey, here's the app.
The reason why I like this one is it doesn't feel like an ad. The reason why this video is working so well, to my opinion, is because we're using the angle of the Porsche pirates. The Porsche pirates are like people who are stealing Amazon packages and stuff like that. It's very trendy nowadays. When we go with the hook, this footage marked the last time when we were hit by a Porsche pirate. Every words there are important. This footage, when someone sees this footage, that looks like something more intimate, more like, hey, what's going on? Plus, the video that accompanies that, it is a footage. It's actually like a camera. 80% of Americans are doing online shopping. So obviously it's something that is bothering everyone. So because of these little elements, little things, it catches the attention. I changed my mom's name on iPhone, and she was like my neighbor for a little bit. We staged the whole thing, but it does look like a genuine tip. And then, so as for elements, we have here, we have the captions, we have the subtitles, we have screen records, we have content transform via AI. Those are the elements. as well as yeah, I
Best
think it's pretty
package
much it for
tracking. I love that you're
yeah.
searching for best package tracking app and
Yes,
then boom, showing the screenshot of Shippity. Brilliant move.
I took a stock photo from someone who was robbing a bank. I think
Mm,
that was a photo was showing, and I took like a screenshot of a video where you can see some Amazon packages. I have no skills in editing. It's just all because of AI that I can do these magical things. And when we talk about these kind of like elements as well, hey, it works with all these shippers, everything, Amazon,
yeah.
Walmart, etc. So I made sure that we had the call to action. I don't know if we have seen it yet, but check this out. It's coming soon. Okay. Because now I know. Works for me. Hope it helps. It's not download it. It's like, hey, it works for me. I hope it helps. I'm just being genuine here. I just want to give you a nice tip and boom.
Which platform would you pick? TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube to start off
Um,
with for video ads?
I would say maybe Meta, because Meta regroups Facebook ads and Instagram ads. It's still like the platform that's most used. And that's where you get the complete tools as well compared to TikTok or Google could work too, but a prefer app install campaign on Google, 1000%.
Because it's such a black box in UGC. When you're doing UGC and UAC, universal app campaigns on Google, I've seen vertical videos perform pretty well. So throw your reels, throw your TikTok videos onto Google ad platform. Typically, we've seen the textual ads, the text-based ads, the headlines and descriptions get the most impressions. But the times where video and images beat it is when you have a vertical video like this too.
One thing that's really cool with Google Ads campaign, and that's only strictly for app installs, you can see where your placements, because you can see, oh, okay, on display and on YouTube, my cost per acquisition is quite good on my creative. So that means something's going.
Do you think testing the ad as a normal video, like organic on TikTok, and monitoring the reaction is a good way of testing whether the ad will perform well?
What works in organically doesn't necessarily means it's going to work for ads, because it depends always of the objective, right? But if your post is about your app itself and not salesy, go ahead and do that.
Daniel says, how big of a budget should I have available as a newbie before jumping into ads?
At least $20-$30 a day for a start is enough for you to get results. But if your app is in B2B, for example, you might not get a lot of traffic, but the one traffic you will get might make a big difference. But if you're like a normal app, I would say, and it's about volume and so on, $20-$30 a day would, yeah.
Ripa says, how is it possible to be profitable with ads if you charge $30 a year at 3% conversion rate and you get installs for less than 90 cents? And I never see installs for less than $1. There's two things you can do. Try to get that conversion rate higher. The other thing you can do is think about mixed model marketing. George says, should I post a UGC video on my app account or their creator account mentioning the app?
I don't think there's a big difference between the two. I've tested both, because you can do something with TikTok ads and also with Instagram ads nowadays. It's called like the partnership ads or Spark ads, whatever platform you're using. Instead of using your page or your app, is going to use a content creator's page. So it looks less like an ad.
Marcel says, when you're testing various ad creatives at the metrics level, are you focused on impressions, CPCs, installs?
Whenever you start a campaign, the first metrics, I look at the CTR and the cost per click, or aka the cost per tap. Once you see some numbers, it moves, but not that much. So if you see that your cost per tap, for example, is 90 cents, and you need to have, for example, just like our previous example, a cost per install for $1, you might have to do something with the creative, because it's going to be hard to get there. So if you have a high CTR, that means people are engaged with your ad. You're getting there. If you have a low cost per click, that also means people are engaged with your app. Then look at the downloads and give it a shot at first. If you have an okay cost per download, but you see that it keeps on decreasing, you're good to go. So start with that and then look at, or subscription. If the event you choose in your ad campaign is subscription, look at that too.
Let's say you're getting a CTR for $2. What percentage of those clicks lead to an install? Do you have a rough number in your head?
When you want to have a good CTR on your campaign, that will stay between like 1% and 4% most of the time. Sometimes if you have an app that's more niche and that's just like target specific people, yeah, maybe your cost per tap might stay in the $1 area, but try to stay under the $1.
I want to get into the best campaign structure to start testing these new ad creatives.
I'm a big fan of app install campaign. At first, let's say you start from scratch, you're on Meta ads, and the algorithm has no data at all. I would start with app install campaign, because the way it works with advertising platforms, they need events. If they don't have events, the algorithm cannot aim anywhere. So if You don't know how many subscriptions you might likely get or so on. The more closer to the final conversion, the less events you get. So if you start from scratch, you want to give the algorithm as much as possible data. So I would start with app install campaigns maybe, and then move up to subscription-based campaign. And you can test both in the same times as well when it comes to objective campaign. Now, in your app install campaign, what I suggest you to test at first right away, very simple, it's audiences and creatives. You create one campaign at Vintage Plus on Meta with automated targeting, and then you upload 2 different creatives, and then you use the 2 same different creatives for a different audience, maybe a broadened audience with no targeting tools at all, targeting details at all. That could be something, the best structure for sure. And when it comes to budget, again, there's no right answer for that. But I would say if you don't have at least $500 to test in a few weeks, it might not be enough for you to get data and know what's up for sure. But one thing, if you like, hey, my ad is $2 per tap and I'm going to let it run at the end until the end of $500, maybe it's going to change. That's probably not going to change. So you want to act quick, but also you don't want to jump to conclusion too early. It's like the sweet spot of things. $500.
When you're testing out these different audiences, they're 2 different ad groups in the same campaign or different campaigns?
If it's an Advantage Plus audience, for example, because of the technicalities of things, you cannot have one campaign. It has to be like 2 campaigns. But normally, I would suggest to keep it under one campaign if possible. But if you run iOS and Android, you have no choice anyway to have like 2 different campaigns at first.
How often should you be testing out new creatives? We try to do once a week, but do you have a cadence that you like?
It depends of the budget, but once a week, once every 2 weeks.
Lucas says, hey, both. Is it necessary to set up Facebook SDK to report ads results back to Meta, or can you simply run it without it? Yeah, you do, Lucas. If you want Facebook to be intelligent, if you want Facebook to look for more people that are likely to install your app, you definitely need the Facebook SDK. How do you determine top performers?
On TikTok Ads Library, you can see a little filter where you can choose app install campaigns. And you know for sure you're watching ads about people looking for either app installs or subscriptions. The other thing you could do is go see your competitors' ads on Facebook Ads Library and Google Ads Library as well. The thing that people don't know is I keep only the ads that are active, and I go scroll down and I see which one is the oldest. So let's say you have an ad that's been running for 8 months. I know for a fact that this is a top performer.